Good early afternoon. Just checking to make sure my phone is on. We're going to do it again?
Do it one more time.
And now we're live?
It was YouTube. It was, watch the comments.
YouTube. Oh, well. We're glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm anywhere. I'm Andy Andrews, and you've joined us on the Blue Plate Special with a double opening. That's kind of rare. That's kind of rare. It's like getting a buffalo penny that has a buffalo on both sides. Or, occasionally, you can get a buffalo that if you look at it, it's looking this way. But then, if that guy looks at it, it's looking that way. How about that? Dave Larder, good day from Phoenix. Oh, coming up to the service after doing some bottom of the pool work today. Really good. Okay, well, me too. Actually, early, and I got kind of reminded about it from a friend of mine. So, he said, hey, that's bottom of the pool for you. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, it is. Marcy Crosser Taylor, good morning. Gonna be 72 in Pasco, Washington. So you like the professional notice this morning? I'm really excited about this one. It just came out this morning with Brothers of the Heart. This is the super group that, these guys are from all over and have done stuff together and just unbelievable music. Jimmy Fortune's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, Gospel Music Hall of Fame. Mike Rogers tours with Ricky Skaggs and a lot of session work. Ben Isaacs is one of the newest members of the Grand Ole Opry and has been a producer for years, producing the Oak Ridge Boys and Merle Haggard and just tons of people. And then Bradley Walker is a nuclear guy.
He is.
A nuclear engineer. You got to see Bradley. He is unbelievable. Judith DeWitt, hello from sunny Spokane Valley. In Washington, it's 48 degrees. Wow. So that's quite a spread there for just the state of Washington. Wow. Okay. Well, Harry Peterson says good afternoon from Youngstown, Ohio. And Judith DeWitt, you like the shirt? This shirt is, I am just like a little fanboy of the Orange Beach Makos. This is our girls softball team here in Orange Beach, Alabama. Christy, hello. And the Orange Beach Makos are just, they're the deal for me. I just love them. And we have had a high school now for 2.5 years. This is our third year of having a high school in our little town. And so the first year of our high school, nobody ever expects your teams to be good at first. And we have a little bitty town, just like 6,000 people, 5,000 people in our town. And we're a 2A school, which Alabama athletics, high school athletics goes up to 7A, according to the size of the school. And nobody expects your teams to be good. And our girls softball team had a team full of 7th and 8th graders on the first year, and they won the state championship. In fact, a 7th grader in the final game, a 7th grader hit a walk-off home run to win the game. Ava Hodo, Ava's in the 9th grade this year and has like 17 or 18 home runs this year. And but 7th and 8th graders won the state championship the first year. Then last year, they were 8th and 9th graders, and they won it again. And so 2-time state champs, and they're going for the 3rd championship this year. And I'm a big Makos fan. Daigle Wilson, the shortstop, led the state last year in stolen bases with like 64. Honestly, don't know if she's going to lead in stolen bases this year or not, because the team is so aggressive on the base paths. she hits triples all the time that should be doubles. It would be doubles for anybody else. She's fast as lightning, that's one thing. But they're so aggressive on the base paths that, she'll hit a single, turn into a double, hit a double, turn into a triple, so there's less bases to steal. I can't tell you how many triples I've seen her hit this year, and it's like, you can't steal. But I saw her steal home one time. So just an unbelievable team. KG, our 10th grade pitcher, throws 72 miles an hour from 43 feet away. That's pretty crazy. Tammy Nance, hello. How are you doing? Sandy Atkins, hello, from El Salvador. And Sandra Mendonca, hope you're having a good day. You don't know how to share on YouTube? Oh, that's okay. Just hit a subscribe button, okay? And Robert DiGiorio, Kelly McLaurin from Ontario, Canada, just north of Toronto, Wendy Holly Bodie from Dayton, Texas. All right, you guys ready to get started? First of all, let me just tell you, this is my favorite book in a long time. Jimmy Yeary is here. Jimmy Yeary, the famous songwriter and corporate speaker. Jimmy is the guy who wrote "I Drive Your Truck." He wrote "I Called Mama" for Tim McGraw. The last two Kenny Chesney #1s, he wrote them, and he's also doing guitar lessons on Wisdom Harbor. So if you haven't joined Wisdom Harbor, come on. It's cheap. It's cheap. I mean, we're talking $2.99 a month, $27 for the entire year, and it's unbelievable. So Sandy Wilson, hey, this is my favorite book in a long time. Don Reed, Piano Days, and I'll just tell you, this is one book that I haven't been able to get off my mind. This book is just like a masterpiece. Don was the lead singer of the Statler Brothers, and he wrote 80-90% of their songs. And so the man can write, the man can tell a story, and this is truly awesome one. Okay, we have an amazing show, and it's gonna be actually kind of funny. Did you guys go to see the Blue Angels today? You did? You saw them? Okay. We got friends here that I knew were going to see the Blue Angels, and that is pretty amazing, isn't it? If you're down here and would like to see the Blue Angels, just go on their website, because they practice a couple of times a week, and the practice is their show. I mean, it is their show, except you got 200 people instead of 200,000, and so you can go out there and you're kind of close to them, and it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, okay. For whatever reason, I got interested the other day in book reviews, and I think it's because a friend of mine got a review that I thought was just like unfair and bad. I disagreed with it, obviously, and it just it aggravates me sometimes that that people don't, or that the reviews are not helpful or constructive. They're just meant to keep somebody from buying the book. And it particularly aggravates me that Amazon does this, because, I mean, they're like a bookstore, aren't they? Don't they want you to buy books? I mean, you don't go into a bookstore, you don't go into your local bookstore and they say, hey, here's a bunch of stick-it notes, right? Write bad messages and stick them on the ones you don't like. I mean, I don't get it. But anyway, I think that bad reviews are sometimes kind of funny, because somebody can put something in a certain way and So I thought we would go over some bad reviews. I thought we would go over some bad reviews of some people that you would know, or books you know, like 3 or 4 of those. And then I'm going to do some reviews and let you guess what book they come from, what book and what author, all right? So the first bad review I found, and this is this year's book, and it's Bob Dylan's new book. It's called The Philosophy of Modern Song. And the Los Angeles Times did this review. And I didn't, I haven't, I didn't, obviously we're not going to talk about the whole review. I just kind of cherry picked some lines out of it. But this is Bob Dylan's new book. The Los Angeles Times is reviewing it. And the person reviewing it said, I began to feel like a therapist, sneaking glances at my watch while the crackpot on the couch blurts one creepy fantasy after another. It's a bummer, to put it mildly, to find a Nobel laureate mixing metaphors and spouting nonsense like an elderly uncle who bulk mails links to Fox News. So there's Bob Dylan. But, she said that it's confusing and well, I mean, Bob Dylan, have you ever listened to his songs? I mean, you'd listen to his songs and he's mixing metaphors and spouting nonsense so you can't understand half of it. It's like, I got to say, if I could review a concert, of all the concerts that we have gone to over here at the amphitheater, that's actually over here at the amphitheater, here at the Wharf in Orange Beach, Alabama, if I could review all the concerts and just pick the worst one, it would be Bob Dylan. In fact, this is a 10,000 seat amphitheater, and at least half the crowd left. And at the end, they didn't make any kind of pretense of trying to do an encore or anything, but several of the band members gave a rude sign to the audience, and a couple of them just kind of went like this, and then people started booing them. But I mean, Bob Dylan, who'd have thought? I'm trying to think, what was the best concert? Now, Polly, you probably just should have asked Polly, because my wife, she's the concert person. She's into the concerts. And she's into all the music, and she knows all the music. By the way, it's her birthday. I need to tell her a happy birthday on social media. That was a sneeze. I learned to sneeze that way in church when I was.
I think you caught it.
What?
You had your fist. Looked like you caught it.
I did. My eyes would blow out. Christy, my sister said, I remember that. Because you and Steve were there at that concert. You said, and Christy says, he's awful. Never has had a voice, but he sure can write. Yes, he can write. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Jimmy Yeary, when Christy said he sure can write, Jimmy Yeary goes, ha, 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 ha. So I don't know if Jimmy has a different feeling about that. Okay, here's Cormac McCarthy's new book. This is his new book. It's called The Passenger. And this is the Sunday Times reviewing it. The novel is long on atmosphere and short on sense. McCarthy's is an art of exaggeration. A con trick is being practiced. That's how you garner comparisons to Hemingway and Faulkner, when in fact you're a mediocre hybrid of both. Ooh. That's pretty mean. That's pretty mean. Didn't Cormac McCarthy write No Country for Old Men? No? That wasn't him? Yeah, everybody out there's like going, no, you moron. That's not Cormac McCarthy. Jimmy said he just laughed at me nearly blowing up from a sneeze. Okay. Yes. My wife, happy birthday. I think, I don't know what she would say would be the best concert. But the first concert we ever took Austin to, Austin's 23 now, and the first concert we took Austin to was my brain is not working. Who is it that does the best Merry Christmas from the Family? Montgomery Gentry. That's it. It was a Montgomery Gentry concert we went to, and it was on 4th of July. And so Austin was like 6 years old, and we got him to go because they were going to have fireworks after the thing. So it was a long concert because they had two opening acts and an intermission between the second opening act and Montgomery Gentry. And so Austin's asleep half the time. But then the next day, I said, hey, did you like the concert last night? And he said, well, I kind of did, except for that part where they tricked you. I said, what part is that? He said, well, after that first band, I asked, where were we going to see the fireworks? And you said, not yet. And then another band came on, and I asked, are we going to see the fireworks after this band? And you said, no, not yet. And then when that third band came on, you said that we would see the fireworks after this band. And then they acted like they were finished and left. And then they came back on and started playing again. They tricked you. It's the encore. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Henry Kissinger's Leadership. Now, Henry Kissinger, this is his new book. Henry Kissinger's Leadership, 6 Studies in World Strategy Review. Here's what, no, it is the review who says that. Six strategies in the world, in world strategy. And this is done by the review. Okay, so here's what they say. 99 years old, but still pushing out platitudes. Henry Kissinger might not be able to climb a flight of stairs anymore, but he's still capable of telling a lie before he's even finished his table of contents. Leadership might very well be Kissinger's most hateful book. It's his 19th book. Here's hoping it's his last. Wow. Okay, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares. But all right, this one is very interesting to me, and I'll go ahead and tell you what this review what we're reviewing here. This is a review on Amazon. Once again, Matt's already laughing. On Amazon for the Bible. This is a review for the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. The review says, I picked this up because I heard it advertised as the gospel, which translates to good news. It opens up by telling the reader how the human race is doomed because 2 poorly developed characters ate an apple that a snake told them to eat. That's not good news. I can't say I found much good news at all in this book. It actually closes by telling us the world is going to end and how we should all be prepared. I would not recommend this book to others. It does not deliver on many of its advertised promises and features weak characters and archaic diction. My favorite part is those two poorly developed characters at first. Okay, all right. It's time to guess. It's time to guess. I want to get some guesses here. Now, see, this is where we need a microphone out there. We need a microphone. We need, what, open the door? Chris is going, oh, I don't even know what he's saying. Did y'all hear what he's saying? Okay.
We're gonna use this thing.
We're going to use this thing.
You should probably be able to hear it on the microphone. Let's try it out. See if it works. It's got a bunch of effects. Hold on. Can you hear it? It's working?
I can hear it. It's pretty loud.
Oh. Just move it a little away from you then.
Okay. All right. All right. Now we got it. Now we're going to find out how smart you people are. See if you can figure out that. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to read the review, and then you get to guess. It's hard to argue with a literary classic. But is it really? Or do people think it's good because they've been told it's good? Almost a third of the way through this book, and nothing significant has happened. Not much plot. I realize this is not a thriller, but it's just so la-di-da. The concepts are very dated, interesting characters, but after 100 pages, I'll be damned if I could find a plot. Disappointing. Anybody have a guess? I guess. You don't want to just throw something out there? No? What?
The Bible?
No. We already did the Bible. We wouldn't double trick you. No, this is To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee. So let me read it again now, knowing what it is, okay? Just To Kill a Mockingbird. It's hard to argue with a literary classic, but is it really? Or do people think it's good because they've been told it's good? Almost a third of the way through the book, and nothing significant has happened. Not much plot. I realize this is not a thriller, but it's just so la-di-da. The concepts are very dated, interesting character, but after 100 pages, damned if I could find a plot. Disappointing. You know, I wonder if, you know how, as a writer, I know that when you get a book that if you get some reviews, you collect endorsements, you know, because like Clive Cussler, he got a quote from somebody 30 years ago that said Clive Cussler is the master. And that's been at the top page of the cover of his books ever since, okay? And so I think that in all the books going to all the high schools in America, they should all have on the cover of To Kill a Mockingbird, it's just la-di-da. I think that pretty much describes that book. It's just so la-di-da. Somebody guessed Little Women. Somebody guessed The Old Man and the Sea. Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird is one of Corey's favorites. It's Polly's favorite. It's my wife's favorite. That's her favorite book of all time. When we got married, we lived in a condo down on West Beach, and our next door neighbors were from Monroeville. Charles Raymond and Nikki Floyd. And they were pretty old. And Polly was hanging out with them one day and said something about loving To Kill a Mockingbird. And She said, I've got a first edition of that book. I would just love to meet her sometime. And Charles Raymond and Nick said, Nell? You want to meet Nell Harper? We eat biscuits with her at Hardee's every Thursday. And so Polly went with them and had biscuits with Harper Lee. And so, anyway, that's her story. Jerry Anderson thought it was Tom Sawyer. Okay, here we go. This is a review from The Guardian. So see if you can guess what the book is. What I object to is a pedestrian, ungrammatical prose style which has left me with a headache and a sense of wasted time. The characters are all black and white. The storylines are predictable, the suspense minimal, and the sentimentality is cloying on every page. Anybody know? Anybody got a guess? I guess these would be hard to guess, but...
Christmas Carol?
No, but that's probably a good guess. A Christmas Carol. Who said that? You? Matt says, sounds like a muggle wrote the review. Okay, that was J.K. Rowling. That was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That was the first one. And that review came out right as the book came out. So I guess whoever that is writing reviews for The Guardian is probably mowing lawns somewhere. Okay, all right, let's go with another one. Marcy Cross Taylor said Uncle Tom's Cabin. Nope. Gone with the Wind. Nope. All right, let's do another. Okay, this one, here's the review. Don't waste your money on this. Very childish and amateurish way of putting across a message. Could have wrapped the whole thing up in 15 minutes, but went into too much unnecessary detail with regards to the historical figures. There is no depth or substance to this. Anybody? Do you think you know, just don't dare guess? That's a real friend then. Yeah, that was The Traveler's Gift. That was a review for The Traveler's Gift. So let me do that again, just just so I can take one right to the heart. Don't waste your money on this. Very childish and amateurish way of putting across a message. Could have wrapped the whole thing up in 15 minutes, but went into too much unnecessary detail with regards to the historical figures. There is no depth or substance to this. Wow. Yeah. Hey, Julie, do you know, can you lay your hands on a Traveler's Gift back there that was that first edition that has the pages crinkled at the, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, all right, here we go. Here's another one. See if you can guess what this is. What a load of crock. All right, now, let me just stop there. Let me just stop there and say that one of the things that really bugs me about people reviewing, you're going to review something and you can't even write. He says, what a load of crock. No, nobody, it's what a crock, or what a load of crap. It's not what a load of crock. There is nothing, there is no such thing as a load of crock. Okay, I got that out. But here's what he says. What a load of crock. Here's what I envision happening to someone who follows the methods in this book. Using it with coworkers, it will make you be a doormat. You will get pushed around. You will get assigned tasks no one else wants because you're the nice guy. Using it with the ladies, it will get you friend zoned and nothing else. Ladies like aggressive males. This book doesn't help with that. Using it with friends, cool. You get to listen to all their problems and smile and agree with what they're saying. That sounds like a great incentive. All the techniques in the book teach you to be extremely weak. Stay away from this book. But if you must, borrow it from the library, then ignore it. He's pretty serious about that book. Oh, really? Who got it? Dave, Coney Wright, Dave Larder, Coney Wright. Yeah, it's How to Win Friends and Influence People. You got it too? I'll be darned. Let me do that again. I want to read that again. Knowing that this is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a book maybe 100 million people have said changed their life. All right. But this guy eloquently says, what a load of crock. Here's what I envision happening to someone who follows the methods in How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you use it with coworkers, it'll make you a doormat. You'll get pushed around. You'll get assigned tasks no one else wants because you're the nice guy. Okay, so that means he's not going to be the nice guy at work. Not going to be the nice guy. Okay, I already want to hire him. Using it with the ladies, it will get you friend zoned and nothing else. Ladies like aggressive males. This book doesn't help with that. Now see, there is a guy who he really knows what ladies like, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Yeah. The ladies like aggressive males. This guy sounds like somebody ladies don't like at all, okay? Let's see, then using it with friends. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, okay, using it with friends. And he says, if we can get that teleprompter to move. Using it with friends. Cool, you get to listen to all their problems and smile and agree with what you're saying. That sounds like a cool incentive. Yeah, you don't want to empathize with your friends. All the techniques in this book teach you to be extremely weak. Stay away from this book, but if you must, borrow it from the library and then ignore it. You know, at least he is following his own advice because he has obviously stayed away from this book. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I know both my dad and grandfather collected his books and wore them out with many rereads. This is the first of his books I've read, which also explains why it's the only one of his books I've read. Reading this book is like watching a coin-operated spin dryer do its thing at the laundromat. The story goes round and round with the red t-shirt sometimes beating out the green sock on the next revolution. I'd skip it. Okay, so what did this guy hate so badly that his grandfather and his father just loved? It's a Louis L'Amour book. Louis L'Amour book. Man, if my dad and my grandfather liked a book that much, and I didn't like it, I would just shut up. I don't think I'd be saying anything. Okay, here we go. The story is fantastic. Well, wait a minute. Is that the last one? That's the last one. Yeah. And I got to tell you what this is about. Because this one is a traveler's gift review. Okay? But it was a 1-star review. And so when the Traveler's Gift first came out, the publisher, they spent money making this book look nice, okay? Now, one of the things they did is this. Can you see this? That's I forget what that's even called, but it's the edges look old, they're not justified.
Isn't it like French pages or something like that? Isn't it like French pages?
Yeah, French pages. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So the 1-star review was this. The story is fantastic, but the quality of this book is terrible. Worse than any I have ever seen. The pages were not even trimmed before binding them. Very sloppy. So, because the publisher paid more, because that cost more to do. So the publisher, because they paid more to do the book, they got a 1-star review, and that was evidently more important to the person than the story. Because even though they said the story was fantastic, you still got a 1-star review. Somebody says, Deckle Edge. How about that? Jeannie Yao Hendricks says Deckle Edge. She's exactly right. But we'll make it, we'll add yours in there too, Matt. So we'll say it's a French Deckle Edge. Corey Buster says his barber got a 1-star review for a doorknob that was sticking. Somebody reviewed his barbershop and the doorknob was sticking, got a 1-star review. You know what, and I think that's what kills me, is that they matter so much. That they, So, I don't know. Somebody said, does anybody ever give a good review? Yeah. But you got to have 10 great ones to counter one bad one. I mean, think about it. If you see a review of a restaurant and there's only 2 reviews and one says it's great and the other says it's horrible, the service was slow, blah, 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 what are you going to go with? You're probably going to go, let's skip that. And it's going to take 5 or 10 great ones to ace out that bad one.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. I've seen people leave a 1-star review for a restaurant and say, I've never eaten there. It's just like they were browsing the list of restaurants and like see ones they haven't been to, and it's like, it's not your personal rating. It's public.
Seriously. Yeah, there was some review about the Noticer that was, the book's great if you like an old man stalking people and then coming up with answers that they didn't ask for. Golly. Okay. Robert DeJoria says that book reviews are almost as bad as movie reviews. Usually I don't ever agree with them, which is a good thing, or I might never read another book or watch a great movie again. Yeah, that's true. I think movie reviewers are off more often than book reviewers. But I think I think book reviews, for some reason, I think are taken more seriously, and maybe it's taken more seriously because it takes more time. You got to invest more time to read a book, and so you're being more. Konya Wright says The Chosen highlights their hecklers in a most amusing way on their social media. Yes, we know. Dallas Jenkins is a friend, and he has done. Has he done the podcast twice, or done Blue Plate and the podcast? Or he's done.
I think he did a Blue Plate and a podcast.
Yeah, he's come on here a couple times, and for whatever reason, are we still getting those
Yes, we do. Every day.
every day?
Every day.
For some reason, people feel. I don't know if they think that we are where they should send their comments. But every day we're getting complaints about The Chosen, and
It ranges from people that haven't received their merchandise they ordered to, people upset with writing stuff that wasn't in the Bible. Like, it's all over the board.
and it comes to us. We send it to Dallas and make fun of him when we send it to it. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys for being with us. If you haven't become a member of wisdomharbor.com, please go on wisdomharbor.com and join. It's cheap. It's great. And we're having a blast with it. And a lot of people are going into a lot of schools, and a lot of businesses are using it. A lot of families are using it as a way to connect. And look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye.